All right, hello again, Internet. I'm Michael, it's D.
Peace.
And we're going to review Creed 2. But first, we are going to fix an egregious mistake that we made on our last video. We forgot to put our ratings for the original Creed. So we're going to do that first. On a scale of 1 to 5, I gave it a 4, and he gave it
I gave it a 4 as well.
So we gave it a 4. So pretty much all the movies are on the same par for the most part, with maybe Rocky 5 dipping down a little bit. But they're either 4s or 5s, except for Rocky 5, which I think is a 3 for both of us, right?
Yeah.
It was for me. So, all right. So that's our correction on that. Now for Creed 2.
2. Dun 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 dun
Okay. All right. I think we're done.
Okay.
That was good. I like that. Okay, Creed 2. All right, so we're going to do this video in 2 sections because the movie just came out. So we're going to start off with spoiler-free. And then before we do the spoilers, we'll tell you that we're going to start spoilers. So if you want to stop the video then and go see the movie and then come back or whatever, that's fine. But the first part is spoiler-free. We hope. We're going to try.
We can manage. Yeah.
So, spoiler-free, what can we talk about?
Well, Creed fought some people.
He did, yes. You can't say that he fought more than one person. Spoiler. Can I say Rocky was in this movie?
Rocky was in this movie.
Rocky was in this movie.
And there's a good chance he goes to a grave.
Yes, at least one. At least one. No.
Always sitting at the graves now.
Yeah. So I think they moved the grave.
I think so too.
I think so too. I was like, where's the tree? Because the last two movies, he had the grave. He went to Adrian and Polly's grave. He had a tree.
I was thinking the tree was right behind.
Yeah, he would put the
chair.
tree.
Yeah.
And there was no tree there, and it seemed like it was down a hill before it was up a hill.
It was.
And now it's down a hill. Did they?
It was right next to a road. It looked like.
Yeah. Did they move on? We need to watch Creed again and see because did they move Adrian to be near Polly?
They dug her up. No, he was next to her before too.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, was it still next to the tree last time?
I don't remember. See,
well, it takes place 3 years later. It takes place 3 years later. So who knows?
We're watching Creed right now.
Yeah, right now. Pause it. No. No, but it was 3 years later. So Adonis Creed, his career has been going up and up, and all of a sudden, you all know this from the trailer, but Drago's son.
Well, in this one, we see him becoming the champion, because he wasn't the champion before.
No, he wasn't champion before, and we knew that.
In the beginning, you actually see him become the champion.
And that was a good fight. It was really good. It was reminiscent yet still new, which was good. I like that.
I really like the fights in this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I felt every punch.
Oh my gosh! Especially, oh my god. Yeah, some punches you feel more than others. Oh. I mean, we saw people like, oh god.
Yeah, I mean, it was brutal. Cringing.
It was brutal. You know what's a good movie when the audience applauds during the movie? Like we had the audience applaud more than once during this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, not even us.
It was like we were sitting ringside almost.
It was that
there
intense.
Was cheering, and it was actually kind of like an event.
It really was. We were in a full theater, which is not usual for us. We usually go when there's not a lot of people, but there was a lot of huge crowd of people, and they were applauding. They were laughing when they were supposed to. They were. I won't say crying, but they were, emotional.
I'm sure there was a lot of crying.
Probably. Thank God it was dark.
This movie will emotionally manipulate you.
Yes, and that's the point. That makes it a good movie. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
So we really enjoyed it. The theme was primarily, I would say, parenthood.
Yeah.
It was about parenthood.
Parents
because you had
and their children.
Yes, parents and their children. You had three groups of fathers and children in this movie, and all of them were different. None of them were perfect.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where... it was all about not necessarily what makes. It wasn't a lesson on what makes a good father. It was just
definitely
not.
What
you do affects your children.
Yeah, it was, and you could see that being affected through them seeing the other parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Like certain people.
It was very very interesting, and it hit home to us. Because I'm a father and we have fathers, and you're a grandfather. so
yeah, it was
very good.
We'll get into some more of that on the spoiler talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have spoiler talk later, so we'll let you know. We'll talk a lot more detail into that. But it followed the formula. I mean, I won't say it was totally original on the formulaic side of things. It was the Rocky formula. He fights and he loses, and he fights and he wins, and but it was different. The formula is not a bad thing, I don't think. I mean, it kind of makes the movie. I would be honest with you, it was kind of predictable, but it was the path. Okay, the destination was predictable, but the path was not.
Yeah, you can predict just by knowing these films. You can predict
Exactly.
what's going on,
It's-
but the ride there was
Yeah, it
was
was-
much better this time than say the first Creed. You know,
Really? You
for
thought
me,
it was better?
Like
Okay.
I thought it was better, and that's probably just because of the emotional manipulation.
Yeah, it was very
Because
it was very good, but it wasn't
it really-
wasn't sappy. It never got sappy.
No, but it went into the heart of
Yeah.
every single character. It felt like.
Yes, they made you feel for characters you
Even
never felt for.
you know,
before.
even Drago's side, it
Oh,
went
yeah.
into
Drago
certain
was
things.
very well done.
Yes,
I really liked.
and
what they
that
did with
was
Drago.
my big thing was I wanted to see Drago done right, and done continue the story, and
Yeah, Drago
I felt
did-
like it accomplished that.
I did too. Because
And-
we were talking about Drago, of course, when we saw 4, and about
Yeah.
how we felt bad for him a little bit because it was an experiment.
he was basically the victim in a way.
and we didn't know how he was being treated. Now we know,
Yeah,
and it wasn't good.
yeah.
Because
we won't go into that.
We won't go into that here, but it was basically they can kind of tell from the trailer that Drago is not happy in the beginning of this movie.
Well,
and
you-
Ivan
well,
Drago,
you can see he's out for vengeance.
he's out for vengeance.
He wants
but
his son to complete what he didn't.
He couldn't
you know?
do. Yeah.
Or, I mean, in some ways, just repeat the past.
Yeah.
Against the younger Creed, so which
Yeah.
is the entire premise of the
I
movie.
guess if
so,
Rocky's son was a boxer, he would have gone for Rocky's son instead of Creed's son because Rocky's the
Yeah.
one that actually beat him.
yeah,
Creed's the one he beat, but Rocky's the one who actually beat him. That Iron Jaw, man. That Iron Jaw. So anyway, so Creed was very good. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Loved every minute of it. Not a boring part.
Everyone
of the whole
came
movie.
back. Bianca,
Oh,
Tessa
Bianca.
Thompson.
Oh yeah, she was great. Of course, Rocky was back. We got a lot of surprise people back that we didn't know were going to be in it.
And that's why, originally I wrote down, this film is about their fathers and their
Sons.
Sons, yeah.
But now,
But it's not. I think it's more it went into the women's side of things too.
Yeah, of course, yeah, 'cause you got two
the
mothers in there,
mothers
too.
were very prominent, very important in the growth of the characters, and
Felicia Rashad was great.
Oh, yeah.
There's that one scene with her and Rocky. I'm like, is Rocky gonna hook up with Creed's widow? I didn't know I was getting that movie.
that's the next step.
That's
That's Creed
Why not?
3.
That's Creed 3. Creed 3.
And I am looking forward to Creed 3. I want to see where it goes
What
from
they're
here.
bringing now.
But it's
I hope that they don't keep doing it as a son versus son thing. I hope this is the only movie that does that.
no,
Like they bring Clubber Lang's.
Yeah,
son.
no.
I hope they don't do that stuff.
no,
I hope
and I don't think they would. This is what people wanted to see.
oh yeah, that was the one.
'cause
You got
if you're gonna bring Creed, you need Drago killed his father. It's like that. That is. There's no more tension than right there.
It's like, hello, my name is Adonis Creed. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's what they should have done that. Okay. Anywho, okay, so.
I wish that was in the movie.
Okay,
But no, it's much more serious than that.
Yeah, it was much more serious. It was great. It was good. It has funny moments though. It has
Oh, very much, yeah.
So it was.
I think this one had more heart than the first Creed.
maybe
In my
yeah,
opinion.
we may have to watch it again.
This one actually felt like, even though I like Rocky 2 or Rocky 1 better than Rocky 2,
Yeah.
Rocky 2 I think actually had the most heart of the original Rocky, building wise. Him and Adrian, that film is all about them.
It's a love story.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's actually
and
a love
this
story.
one felt like Creed's version of that. It felt like
It was very much like it was a love story too. It was a love story between him
and it was
Becca.
about him and Bianca and their relationship building. It's about him becoming champ and that happening at the same time.
There's a lot of stuff thrown at him.
Exactly.
at a fast
This is
time.
all his rise to fame is happening fast, and you kind of see the consequences of that. Play out.
You definitely see the consequences. So
That's what was great about this movie for me.
I agree, totally agree. It was definitely about that. It was definitely his rise to power. Not rise to power, it's a stupid word. Rise to fame. Because he didn't go to his head. He didn't.
No.
It didn't happen to him like it happened to his dad.
Well, he's definitely cocky like his father.
Oh,
but,
God, yeah.
But not
Yeah.
but to that degree, I don't think.
He's more millennial cocky.
Yeah.
Because Apollo was 70s cocky, which to us now is kind of humorous, but Adonis's cockiness.
Well, it was very showboaty.
It's very showboating.
Very, very.
Adonis wasn't.
But
as
you can
showboating,
tell he
but
has that too. Like,
He has it in him.
The you know.
In fact,
fight,
you can kind of tell who's gonna win, who's gonna lose the fight by who's the most cocky at the beginning, who does the biggest show. Because you gotta remember that one scene was very reminiscent of a scene in Rocky IV.
Yeah.
That one scene. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying it now, but you can kind of guess. Anyway. All right, let's go ahead and rate this so we can go into spoilers.
For me, it was a 4 also.
Totally a 4 at least. It was just 4.5. It was almost a 5.
It was almost
a 5.
It was really good.
It was really I really enjoyed it. Maybe if I watch it again, maybe it'll be a 5 next time because it was really good.
You know,
it wasn't perfect though. Like Rocky 1 was close to being perfect as a movie.
Oh yeah.
And it changed things like as how movies were made and all that kind of stuff. So that made it a 5.
Oh, very much. Let's see. But Ryan Coogler didn't come back for this one, the director.
Yeah. No, it was directed by who's directed by?
Stephen Caple Jr.
Stephen Caple Jr. Directed this one.
And I thought he did a great job. Honestly, like I said, I liked it more than the first one. But and Ryan Coogler is a great director and everything. But for me, the story took more prominent in this one.
No, it was. The story. The story was a major callback to the original ones, but it wasn't like fan service. It wasn't like. It didn't feel like oh no, we're gonna do this. It was like, okay, this is the next step in what's gonna happen in his life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I loved about the Rocky films. It felt like a slice of life in each film, as it went along.
Each movie,
and that's kind of what I'm looking for in this series.
Yeah, that's what we've come to expect. Is that every movie advances his life in one way or the other, positive or negative.
And that's why I'm looking forward to if they do a Creed 3, which I don't see why they wouldn't. But anyways,
all right, so
you want to get into spoilers?
Yeah. Okay. So if you haven't seen the movie, stop the video here, go see the movie, and then come back and continue the video at this point. Okay. So from here on out, spoilers. All right. Creed 2. God, did that movie suck?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Why are we even doing?
I don't know, man. It's like chills down my back on how bad that movie is. No, it was great. So, like I said,
if you've seen the trailer, you know he has a daughter.
He has a baby. He has a daughter.
Yeah.
And,
you know he has a baby.
He has a baby. You don't know if it's a boy or a girl in the trailer.
Yeah,
it's a girl.
He has a daughter.
And he doesn't name it Adrian. I was mad.
But it was close because they mentioned Amara or something.
I know. I was like, why did he name it Adrian? Because that would have made Rocky so happy. But it wasn't Rocky's baby.
It would have come full circle. But he even has that moment where he's like, "Why don't you name her? Whatever."
Yeah.
Like, he says some really white names. He's like, she's black.
She's black, right? He's like, "Oh, I forgot that." That was
a great moment.
It was a great moment.
But okay, so am I the only one that doesn't want to see in 20 years his daughter walk into the ring? Because there's a scene in the movie where he's holding her on his chest, and mother comes in, Tessa Thompson. She lays down, and he says she's a fighter.
Just like her dad.
Just like her dad.
And just like her mom.
And her mom. Yeah.
And we're like,
right. I was
Creed
like,
6.
That's set up right there. Yes, exactly. 20 years from now, we're going to see his daughter training. And he's going to be Rocky.
That's good. All right, man.
I am totally for that. This series could keep going. They just set it up to keep going.
Oh, God.
So that was my big thing.
So
I turned to you right after the movie.
He did say that. He's like, am I the only one who wants to see that? I'm like, you're not anymore. I want to now. So, but the beginning of it was great because he goes back and he fights the guy who took his Mustang in the first Creed, which I thought was a cool callback because that guy's champion now. And Adonis goes to fight him, gets his car back.
Give him my Mustang.
Yeah, he wins the championship, and all he wants is his keys. He's like, give him the keys back.
Yeah,
give him the keys back.
It's the first thing, and the only thing he kept saying afterwards.
And the girl comes up, she's like, do you realize what you just did? No. What are you talking about? She's like, oh yeah, the champion.
Yeah, that was secondary to the car.
He didn't care. And then you found out that the car was the only thing, in his words, the only thing his pops left him. So that's why it meant something to him. So okay, that's fine. So he gets his car back. And then I thought that the first time we saw Rocky in the movie was really great because it's like a shot of Adonis and he's sitting there and he's warming up. Yeah, he's warming up for the fight, and there's a mirror behind him, and then you see Rocky come in the mirror, and he's out of focus, which told me that was symbolic for this is not my movie, this is his movie.
Oh yeah,
and that's great because like we said, the passing of the torch for the movies. Was last movie where he's like, this is your, when he stood up and the theme music went to Adonis, it wasn't Rocky's theme song anymore. It's Adonis' theme song. So he gets up and now that was from the first shot telling me, okay, this is a movie about him. I'm here, but it's not about me. It's about him. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's what I got out of it. And I love that introduction. He comes out, he does his whole Rocky,
Well, and I saw in Creed, I saw that passing of the torch, like the music swelling and all that stuff. Sure, that was passing that the boxing to him, like his knowledge and everything. But I really felt like this one at the end came full circle, and he officially passed the torch by saying, "This is your time." Since he's the champ now.
Yeah, yeah.
He defended his title for the first time, technically second, but this time he actually won. And that was another thing.
Did he win? The ending of this movie is not what you expect. I mean, it is, but it's not, because it's not a Rocky typical knock him out, down for the count.
Well,
kind
even
of
that
ending.
First fight though. You can say that about both fights.
Yeah, both fights were not the same. It's not your typical Rocky fights.
Yeah.
Not Rocky endings.
Because the first with Drago, he was disqualified. Like Drago was disqualified.
Drago disqualified himself.
Yeah.
And the second one though.
But I like that. I like that they.
Yeah, I do.
I like that they didn't go into they didn't have him actually win the championship. So you'd have to go through all that red tape.
You have to go through the whole
back
thing.
to the championship.
We're seeing Rocky 3 again where he lost it and he had to get it back.
Exactly.
He still had the championship, which I quite honestly, I thought it would be great for... I thought, because he wins the championship at the beginning of the movie, Adonis doesn't, and he's the champion through the whole movie. Great. I thought it would have been better, just me, I thought it would have been better if Drago actually won the championship at the beginning, and he was the champion. So now you've got the champion.
Like not fighting Creed.
Not fighting Creed. No, he was the champion. He won it before Creed did, and Creed was like the #1 contender. And then now they have to fight this whole thing, and I thought that would have been a way.
That would have been cool, but I kind of like the way they did it. Like as far as
I like it. I don't not like it. But
seeing Drago come out of nowhere.
Imagine him coming out of nowhere and winning the championship.
Yeah.
Like imagine him coming out of nowhere, like his first, he's doing like a kind of a.
I see.
Instead of coming out and saying, "I want Creed, I want the champion," he comes out and he beats everybody up, and he becomes the champion. Like maybe Creed gets injured to the point where he can't fight at one point, or something like at the beginning. See, he gets injured in a fight. He didn't get.
I understand why they didn't do that though, because that would have had to build up him too much, as far as in the beginning, whereas it should have been focused on Creed.
I guess so, but I don't think it would have been that bad. I liked it. I liked the idea.
This isn't Drago's movie.
It's not Drago's movie. But imagine Adonis having to win the championship from Drago. Yeah. That would have been a freaking awesome.
Who knows? I mean, that could come up.
Maybe. Who knows? Well, the ending
he's still training.
He's still training, but he's got a better relationship. So like we said before, the relationships between the fathers were very important in this movie. So the Drago relationship was really, 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 really well done. Because Ivan Drago lost to Rocky in Rocky 4, and that completely ruined his life. I mean, he was kicked out of Russia.
Yeah.
He lost his
You find out what happened to him
and that's what
at
we
the
want
end
to
of
see.
Rocky 4.
Some big guy is sitting over there waiting for you. He said you don't know who he is.
They're you. Because of you, I'll lose everything.
But that really affected his life.
Yeah, he lost his wife.
His wife. Oh, I hated his wife so much.
Oh, right?
Oh, my God. They brought his wife back. And that's one of the mothers we were talking about. Because she left him.
Yeah.
Gone. And then she married this other guy, like this rich guy.
Yeah.
And then that guy invited
all because
Ivan
he lost.
and that guy invited Ivan and Victor to his house, I guess, for like a dinner or something, because he's now doing well. Victor's doing well, so he tries to honor him, and they're sitting there at the table, and that bitch walks in. Sorry, that woman walks in. I don't use that word a lot, but she was totally. And she sits down across from her freaking son, and she's like, "Hello, Victor. How are you?" But she's in Russian. She's like, "How are you today?" Or whatever. Wasn't even nice, and you can just see. That's where I started.
Who she left as a baby.
As a baby, he didn't know her growing up. Yeah. So he grew up with a father who was run by hatred and disgrace, and just put that in his son. And you saw that. That scene right there was where you saw it, because you could hear it. His breathing. Did you hear the breathing?
Yeah.
He's like, but he wasn't like, it wasn't cheesy. It was just. Like,
it's very subtle.
It's very subtle, but so intense. And he's just like, he couldn't even look at her. He was like, he's looking down, and he couldn't look at her. And he finally gets up and he walks away.
Well, he doesn't know her. He doesn't know this person. He just knows she left me.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
There's a certain person I can relate to. But he gets up and he walks out, and Ivan follows him out, and they had that conversation. And that's where you got to see a little bit about what they are going through, what they've gone through, and what their relationship is right now.
And did you notice that, because there's also a thing going on with Rocky and his son. He hasn't talked to his son.
Just the opposite, pretty much. Because his son, he hadn't spoken to his son since, from last we know, from Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
So, because if you remember from Creed, he says that, "Oh, my son moved to Vancouver, we never talk," or whatever. But now that's become a thing. That's become an actual gap in their relationship. And you find out that Rocky has a grandson that he's never met.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know him, and they live in Canada.
Well, the whole movie he's struggling with calling him.
Yeah, 'cause
like
it's
he wants to call him, but he doesn't know what to say.
It's gotten to that point where they've been apart for so long that just calling him is impossible. He's like,
He even tells Creed, because Creed tells him to call him.
Yeah, he's like, call your son.
He's like, it's not that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rocky's got to the point where
But did you notice at the last fight where he sees Dolph Lundgren throw in the towel and he sees or he sees his concern, like he starts. He almost seems like he's walking away at first.
Yeah, I thought he was going to.
Yeah,
I was like the mom did.
I was like, dude, he's fucking serious. I was like,
we're gonna have to have a swear jar on the set.
But it's. That part,
we're trying not to swear so much on the videos.
You see Rocky see that.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that. Like Rocky notices him walking away, or notices the concern or something.
Yeah.
And he actually, like when he throws in the towel, you see him make the connection. I need to call my son, or I need to do something.
Pretty much.
Like
yeah.
That's what I felt from that scene.
Okay. I saw that scene in. Victor's getting his butt kicked. I mean, because you probably saw the trailer where he's training him, and he's got him like hanging from the thing, he's hitting him and everything.
Yeah.
Because the Drago's fight very, very toe to toe, beating the crap out of your thing. Rocky had
the tire.
Rocky had a relationship. Rocky had a unique feature in that he had an iron jaw. He could take it. He could take a hit.
Yeah.
That was pretty much his main thing that kept him alive in the ring.
Kept blocking with his face.
He
in the first two
he would block
movies.
with his face because that's his most valuable asset is his iron jaw.
That drove me nuts about the first two movies.
Right. Well, that was his thing. But but Creed didn't have that ability. He was a good boxer, but he didn't have that ability to take a hit. He had the quickness, but he couldn't take a hit. Well, when you're fighting a Drago, you've got to be able to take the hits. So that was kind of like when because remember how I said in Rocky IV that Rocky
was definitely
wasn't
the stomach training.
Oh yeah, remember when I said in Rocky IV that Rocky wasn't training? He wasn't learning anything during the training.
Yeah.
He was just conditioning.
Yeah.
Same thing here. He wasn't teaching him anything really different except to take a hit.
Yeah.
That was what his. I mean.
No, he was teaching him that, but he was also teaching the tire thing.
They put a tire down, and he stepped in.
Teaching him to be toe to toe and quick.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it was getting him used to because he's used to moving away.
Yeah,
and he's just you got.
I think his training was more about not getting hit. Like he wanted to be able to take a hit, but he didn't want him to.
Always the first step is not to get hit.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get hit, fighting a Drago, fighting anybody.
Or in the whole training montage, he put a tire on the ground and they put their foot inside it. And so he had to stay.
And he's fighting the biggest guy they could find.
Yeah. That was great.
And he was hitting him in the stomach until he literally threw up.
And he kind of went the opposite of what Rocky did in Rocky IV, because Rocky went to their ground and trained.
True.
And he went to the desert. The complete opposite of Russia.
Just had to do it totally different, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you notice the neck thing he was doing?
Yeah.
That was so that when he got punched in the face, it wouldn't snap his neck back.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It's really good.
Every little detail was for something.
For something in particular, fighting.
I really liked that.
So. And it was really great. I love how he's like, yeah, your natural fighting style is not going to work against this guy. And he goes, oh, and yours will? He's like, I won, didn't I?
Like, Rocky is a smart ass in this movie, and it's great.
I won, didn't I? But
let's see what else.
But so like okay, and that brings us to the ending. We were talking about throwing in the towel. Drago throws in the towel for his brother or for his son. But the fight was lost before that. The fight was lost for me. The fight was lost the moment the mom left.
Yeah.
Because he was on the ground, Ivan was on the ground, and he's like holding himself up, and he's looking up, and he sees his mom just doesn't even give an expression. Just gets up and walks away, and you see him he dies. His motivation is gone, his heart's gone. He's got nothing left. He is standing up on pure.
He was beaten. Well, he was being beaten.
He was being
but he
beaten,
was not.
But that's when it was lost.
Yeah, he was not down though. He was refusing to go down.
And
I did like that about the fight.
I think he stood up because he does all he knew.
Yeah,
that's all he had.
Oh, but he all he had.
But he had no fight left.
Yeah,
he was literally in the corner, and it was the opposite of any Rocky movie because Creed was pounding the crap out of him.
Well, and I think that Dolph actually, or Ivan, saw a little bit of his fight with Rocky in.
Well, I think he saw that. Well, he saw that the heart was gone. He saw his son was not going to win.
Yeah,
his son was going to get the crap kicked out of him, and the only reason why he was still standing is because Ivan taught him not to go down. Yeah. And he was only doing that
But you got to think that that's the same as him and Apollo. because Apollo was refusing to throw.
Yeah,
Like
and
he told Rocky
died.
not to throw in the towel.
So you're seeing the other way around. Okay,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, he
no,
was seeing
you're right, you're
he
right.
was seeing Apollo in his son.
Oh, okay, I got
think.
you. I got you. You
Because-
said him and Rocky.
Yeah. Sorry
No,
about that.
no, but yeah, him and Apollo. He's seen Apollo. Yeah, he didn't want history to repeat itself the other way.
Exactly.
Because this kid, Apollo,
So I think
or
that was
Creed,
the
has
main
much reason to kill
motivation.
him. Yeah, and it was really good. The ending of it was really good because the fathers. There were so many fatherhoods in this movie, even with Creed and well, you got Adonis and his daughter. Then you got Apollo and Adonis, and of course Apollo's passed away, but he went to go see Apollo for the first time at his grave and everything like that. Rocky bridges the gap
Took
with
the
his
baby.
son, and then
And Rocky was also a kind of a father figure to Adonis.
Yeah, but Adonis didn't need him anymore as a
Yeah.
father figure. He still didn't even in his life. He made him the gods.
Well, that was also passing the torch of fatherhood in a way, kind of.
Who is this torch? What is it with this torch? with you?
There's this torch, man. You didn't see the torch?
I didn't see the torch.
Yeah,
There was fire in this movie. There was fire in this movie.
Fire report. There was fire in
There
this
was fire
movie.
in this movie. By the way, we look for movies without fire in it. So if you see any movies that don't have fire in it, I shouldn't be doing this here. I should do it in another video. But since we're on the subject, if you find a movie without fire in it, let us know, and we'll watch it and we'll confirm it. And if it doesn't have fire in it, we will put it. We'll put it on the list. So disclaimer over. But anyway, so.
Not pretty much done yet? Or
I think so. I mean, we already did the rating, so we don't have to do that again. But it was a good movie. Go see it. It was really good. If you haven't seen the original movies like in a long time, watch them because they're really, really, really good. And
there's various nods to them.
it's yes. Oh my gosh.
Did you get the feeling like when he was running in the desert? When Rocky was in a car behind him in the desert, and you just see Adonis running like full speed as fast as possible, and I couldn't help but think of the boat scene in Rocky.
Yeah.
It's just
It was totally reminiscent.
running and just the camera trailing. Yeah.
And notice the opposite of when Drago was running, because they did the same thing where Drago was driving behind Drago. Well, Ivan was driving behind Victor, and Victor wasn't running fast enough.
Yeah.
And Ivan was like, "When I tell you to run faster, or whatever."
Yeah.
And he was running, but then Rocky was running with Adonis. Adonis fell, like passed down, not passed down, but fell down, and he hit his face on the ground. Did you see that? I saw that. I was like, oh,
he hit hard. Yeah.
He did. His head bounced. But I was like, but Rocky didn't get out. He's like, come on, kid. Come on, get up.
He's just
get
waiting
up.
for him to get up.
Waiting for him to get. He had to get.
He
had to
knows
do
he
himself.
couldn't hold his hand.
He couldn't hold his hand. He was
So
training.
he
him,
had
but
to do
couldn't.
it himself.
So he got up and this whole thing, and it was really good. So anyway, yes, go see Creed 2. Really good movie. You will not be disappointed if you're a Rocky fan. If you're not a Rocky fan, it's still a good movie, but I advise you to watch the Rocky movies first because you kind of have to.
And now
All
we're
right.
going to watch the entire
Yeah,
series.
now we gotta watch it all again. So, all right. If you guys have any ideas for any movies you want us to review, we're definitely gonna do the MCU because we got the Marvel coming out next year, so we gotta get on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get on that, and we're also
We should do that leading up to Captain Marvel and
Of
then
course.
release. Or do Captain Marvel.
but we got like 20 movies to watch,
Oh, fuck.
so we gotta get on it. We're also planning on starting a podcast, an actual like podcast, where we'll go into more detail and stuff like that. So if you guys have anything you want us to talk about or whatever on there, we can do that. So thank you for our beloved 8 subscribers, and we hope to have more of you soon. All right. So you guys have a good day.
Not good.
Peace.